Now that we've pulled in most of the vectorized data that we need to build this job, we're going to go ahead and do a line check on these contours to make sure they're all joined. Now what happens here is a lot of times these come in segments with these gaps. And what will really help is if we can join all the lines possible to not have to enter each individual segment. The way you would do that is grab one of the contours and go up here to the label select button, label selection. So you hit the label selection, it will select everything under that label layer, and that way you can go ahead and join as much as you can at one time. When you do that by going up here to the join feature, okay, it's the J with a line through it, it's the join feature. Once you've selected all the layers in that layer, you're going to go ahead and hit the join button. Now it's going to ask you, how much of a distance do we want to bridge to join? The default is 0.1, and as I could tell that some of the gaps were pretty large on these lines, I'm going to go ahead and up that to about 6 inches by typing in 0.5. Vertical, we're not dealing with any elevation data at this time because these are annotation lines, so we have no vertical jumps. It'll strictly be horizontal jumps. So I'm going to change that to 6 inches. Go ahead and click OK. Now you'll notice any line that was within 6 inches of that line is now joined. Most of these lines that'll create a solid contour that you don't have to go and enter each segment later. That will save you quite a bit of time. Now notice that only did the minor contour layers. So the major contour layers are probably still in segments. So you can just double check. See how we still have a major one in segments that's not complete? There's another segment, there's another segment. So you want to also make sure you do that with all layers. So we're going to click our major contour line. We're going to hit label select, which will select all the major contours, annotation lines. We're going to go ahead and click the join feature. By default, it would have kept the 6-inch bridge gap distance. And as you can see, it has joined all of these contour lines as close as it can. Now, anytime that there's a gap over 6 inches, such as right here, it will not jump that gap. You would have to make the bridge gap a lot larger.